I work a lot on, not defining myself by my weight and not putting so much emphasis on, my body size and external validation.
Yeah. I mean, I really have to commend you for being so open and honest. I mean, that is not something it's a heavy thing to deal with privately, but I'm sure dealing with it publicly is a whole different ball game. I mean, why did you decide to be so open and honest about your struggle with eating?
It was a terrible secret, not terrible in the sense of like, it was bad to keep. It was just like it was horrible for me to keep for so long. And I tried to keep the secret on camera for a few seasons. And I think people could see through it. And my friends were worried about me. And, I had tried for a really long time to start recovering, and I was just never able to do it. I had just so much fear around it, and I was never able to talk to anybody because, it's so shameful. Doing it, when I decided to do it, I knew that if I did it in front of an audience, I wouldn't allow people to see me fail and say to themselves, it's too hard to recover. I'm not going to bother. Jackie couldn't do it. It's too hard. I knew I wouldn't let that happen. So when I realized that this was an opportunity for me to really have people holding me accountable and follow through, I knew it was the right thing. And I knew it could help people too.
Yeah. How are you doing? Where are you in the recovery process now?
I'm really far along. I'm doing really great. I mean, I'm not going to say that it's been easy. Yeah. Parts of it have been really filled with joy. The parts where, I'm learning to eat new foods, and that's been a joy for me. For a long time, I was very, very thin. And, I was size 0, and it got harder and harder to maintain that. But I was always a size 0 and always an extra small. And I've got a closet behind me filled with size 0s and extra smalls. And I don't fit into any of that anymore. And that's really hard for me. And so that's what I do in therapy. I work a lot on coming to terms with a new body and why to stop validating myself with external numbers. But it's been a hard thing for me to move into a new size. And I look at pictures and my first thought is, oh God, I look big. And I'm learning not to do that, So there's a lot of work to be done, but health-wise, I'm in a completely different territory. I'm still in therapy twice a week in medical with a medical nutritionist once a week. So I have 3 times a week with people. And it's a lot, but I have to do it. And there's a lot of work to be done, but I mean, my life has completely changed. I'm so much healthier. And I'm just enjoying food, and my family is enjoying watching me. So
good for you. That is so great. Congratulations. That really is so fantastic. Has it changed you as a mom? Has it changed you as a wife? Like, how has it kind of changed your mindset in those aspects of your life?
Everything. I mean, the eating disorder controlled everything. So it really does change everything in your life. So now, I mean, even last week for spring break, I never took trips more than 4 nights because I couldn't. There was too much anxiety around going out more than 4 nights in a row. Even with 4 nights, one of the nights I wouldn't eat if we went to dinner. Now we just went to Arizona for 6 days. And, I enjoyed every single meal with my family. I wasn't hungry at all. We did so many more activities because I wasn't just like in starvation mode. It just changes the way you interact with people, how present you are with people. And very important is the fact that my children are watching me and picking up habits, and they're no longer picking up these toxic diet habits. So to me as a mother, that's everything.
You don't really confide in the girls too much about this season, but did you, and who was the most supportive to you during this process?
Only person I told was Margaret. And that's not because I don't love several of the other cast members, but Margaret really is my closest friend. And Margaret was the only one who really over the years had expressed any concern about, the way I eat and whether I was healthy. So I knew that she was invested in it. And I really didn't like to talk to people about it. I didn't really know how the story would end. I didn't know if and the story hasn't ended, but I didn't know if I'd actually follow through because throughout the years I did try to do this before and it never worked. So I didn't want to like tell anybody, but Margaret I confided with because I really do confide with her with everything, and she does with me too. So she was a great support, but I didn't really want to talk about it to too many people.
Yeah, no, understandable. I mean, how did it make you feel, this past episode when Teresa was body shaming Margaret during, the apology? How did that make you feel?
Those are the kinds of things that you say that you don't realize how much it could impact somebody else. I mean, Margaret's not, a teenage girl in a vulnerable, age of her life, but you never know how a comment's going to affect somebody about their bodies. Like, women should never be tearing apart another woman's looks or body or anything like that. And, for all the people who said that I said Jennifer's nose was ugly, I apologize profusely to her. I don't think they caught the apology on camera, but I did. And I think it's beautiful now. But in general, I really think it's distasteful to call another woman, to comment that another woman's body doesn't look good. I don't like that at all.